What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. I don't know why I was looking off to the side of my computer. I have a kombucha jar down there. Maybe I was looking at that. I don't know. Just like went into like the ephemeral plane or ethereal, astral plane.
There you go.
You're supposed to help me out here. I got nothing.
I got nothing. We're Blues, Sharks.
Feel the excitement.
This Thursday.
Yeah. I don't know. Do the music. Something. Anything.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Podcast Jesus, please help us. Save us from our own
Take
insanity.
the wheel.
Yeah. Remember when Timo Meier took the wheel and hand passed it and they scored and beat the Blues? Can you imagine? Can you imagine being such an insufferable trash fan base that multi-years later you still bring up the hand pass as like this point of contention? Somebody they not only did they win the series, they won the goddamn Stanley Cup. For the first time in their history, you think they'd be more focused on that, but no, they got to focus on all the troubles that have affected them. It's like that person that is like coasting good in life and is just like, oh, they didn't have any of my salad at lunch and is the most affected person of all time. It's like, take a freaking seat. I can't believe they trotted out John Hamm to talk about it too. I just can't believe they actually cared beyond the fact that they won the series. Like,
remember the Timo Meier is a cheater article from a certain website that is will not be named on this.
Oh my God. St. Louis Blues Game Time is one of the most trash blogs I've ever seen in my entire life.
We're just coming out with fire today.
They wrote when we worked there, they wrote many articles about like headhunting players and how like they're classless and like would call out Fear the Fin for some reason. Really strange shit. Apparently they sell a newsletter outside the stadium and have done for years. Great. Congratulations on all your successes. Your
salads remains in stock.
Yeah. Awesome, man. You developed newspapers. So did Randolph Hearst 100 years ago. Sick.
Hearst's castle. It's really cool. It's
like Randolph Hearst, like the newspaper guy?
Yeah.
You got a castle?
Yeah. There's on the coast of California, there's like like you can go tour it and stuff like that. It's huge castle. Anyway. Blues, Sharks. This is actually, I think, a sneaky big game because I think it's a bit of a measuring stick game, especially for like the Blues who have played the Kings 1,000 times already this season. And
I was gonna say, are the Blues maybe paper tigers? Because they're 6-1. They're playing. Yes. So we're recording this Wednesday night. The game is dropping the puck literally now.
Yes.
So we don't know. They could be 6-2 or they could be 7-1, but they're playing the Kings for the third time. And like you texted me that they played the Blackhawks and the Coyotes.
Yeah, Blackhawks. So here's what nice win against Colorado to start the season. Then they played the Coyotes.
You mean when Nathan McKinnon had COVID? Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, the Coyotes, the Golden Knights, who are dead. 2 games against the Kings at home, and then. Lost to the Avs. They beat the Blackhawks 1-0, and then they're at the Kings right now. So
you smell that? You smell that? It smells like a bunch of frauds.
So yeah, I mean they are like some of their numbers are kind of impressive, but that's going to be a small sample size thing. Like they're
and also they got to play the Blackhawks and the Kings and the Coyotes.
Yeah, they're right now they're averaging 4 points, 4 goals a game, and they're only giving up 2, which is first and then fourth in the league. And then their power play is clicking at 35% right now, which is very sustainable, right? 35% power play, unless you're
for sure
Edmonton Oilers. But
they have Connor McDavid. So I just think for sure all of these trends are going to continue. Their leading scorer is October's very own Jordan Kyrou, who will disappear in about a month. And then also David Perron has 9 points, and Vladimir Tarasenko, welcome back to life with 9 points.
That's good for him.
I
know he's had I like watching him play, but
he's sick. He's nasty.
I was really worried about that shoulder, that he would never be the same guy again. But it's good to see him off to a good start. So That is my one Blues nice thing I will say about them.
Twisted raviolis seem good in practice. I mean, like, whatever. They slice their bagels weird. Vertically.
Yeah, get out
a St. Louis Caesar salad is actually just eating out of the trash can. A little known fact. An interesting wrinkle to tomorrow's game, though, is that Jordan Binnington is playing tonight. Let me confirm that because the puck has dropped now.
But their backup goalie is
Joel Hofer.
Yeah, because their normal backup goalie Husso is on the COVID protocol, something that the Sharks are well known right now with their COVID issues. But you wonder if Binnington's going to get the back-to-back start. We know about Binnington and his history with the Sharks. The Sharks should bring back Devin Dubnyk for this one game.
No, get JD.
To fight Binnington.
Down, boy. You know how you trained your dog? This is what we're gonna do too. I'm gonna rub your nose in a spreadsheet and be like, "No, bad JD."
I just want to fight. I just want Dubnyk and Binnington to fight, and then
you don't think Adin Hill would fight somebody? The dude's massive. He's the same size as Devin Dubnyk.
I know, but Dubnyk has that like old guy. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna fight.
Reimer will fight him. Throw a sausage at him. Actually, I would love to see the Lord just run right into him. That'd be awesome. But I don't think the Blues being 6-1, possibly 7-1 or 6-2. I don't think that they're gonna put Binnington out there. They may, but with that kind of early season record, they're first in their division. It might be prudent to play Joel Hofer and just let him get a game, or if Ville Husso's back tomorrow, let them get a game, because you're gonna need. Like, you've got off to such a good start. You don't need to bank this win and get it right now. Obviously, you want to bank wins because you have a tough division with Colorado and other people in that division. I don't even know who's going on in that division. Yeah, Minnesota. Thank you. That you're going to want to get wins, but at the same time, you got to balance it out. And playing the Kings and the Sharks, not exactly a murderer's row. As much as we love the Sharks, it's not like they're out here world beaters yet. So, yet. I just don't know. I just don't think they're going to play Binnington. So that would be not that I don't think Binnington's not even that good. Let's be real here. He had that one good playoff run, and that's the end of that.
Yeah. So Kyle, if you're feeling confident in the Sharks' ability to maybe win this game, where do you think you could take your talents for that?
South Beach,
or
Bet Online?
If you don't want to leave your house,
Bet Online.
Bet Online. Yes. So they're back and better than ever with a new web interface for the start of the basketball season and hockey season, with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. Bet Online remains your number one spot for all basketball, football, and hockey action this season. Head over to their new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, NHL, boxing, UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
So let's jump into some Blues lineup things going on here. They currently have injured Ryan O'Reilly's day-to-day. Kyle Clifford shouldn't even be in the NHL. Oscar Sundqvist is out, and then obviously Ville Husso is day-to-day. So if we jump up to their defense, we've got Marco Scandella and Colton Parayko, which is a top shelf first pair. That's going to be a lot of trouble for the homies.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got Torrey Krug and Justin Falk. I like it. You can't really. They spent a lot of money on Falk, trading for him. They spent money on Torrey Krug. Then you have Jake Wallman and Robert Bortuzzo. Not the best, but it's not going to hurt you having those guys on defense. I think.
Yeah.
If we dig into, do you have the defensive numbers for the Blues up?
Again, some of their numbers, though, actually, they're kind of interesting with the Blues, especially at 5-on-5. They've given up more shots and high danger chances than they have created. So, for example, high danger chances 4. They've played a little bit less games, but they have 59, but they've given up 75. And the Sharks are actually one of the kind of better teams. They're kind of in the middle of the pack with creating high danger chances, which is kind of how their offense is facilitated. We know Bob Bugner wants them to continue to like drive and try to get shots in the slot there. And we've seen that with their heat maps, especially if you're following us on Twitter, where we, like that's one thing the Sharks have been really good at. And they've also been really good at, the Sharks have been really good at keeping shots away, those high danger chances. So actually, if the numbers look like the Sharks might actually be able to, if they can implement their game plan and keep the Blues from, getting to those high danger areas, the Sharks might actually be able to kind of implement their game plan and keep the Blues from scoring those shots. So,
yeah, it's going to be hard though, because the Blues have got off to a really good start. Again, like Buffalo, they've got off to a really good start. With the Blues, maybe a little bit of paper tiger, but they're better good. They're better than the Sabres, probably. Yes. Yeah. And when you look at their forwards, just so that people know who's going to be taking these shots and stuff, it's got Jordan Kyrou, Shen, David Perron, which is obviously on fire. Yes. Then you've got Ivan Barbashev, who is the guy that I thought San Jose traded Suomela for. Barabanov and Barbashev, very close. Yes. Robert Thomas, Mr. Smooth, and Vladimir Tarasenko, another excellent line. Yes. Then they got Brandon Saad, Tyler Bozak, Pavel Buchnevich. Again, they have some good players on that line. And then they have James Neal, Dakota Joshua, and Klim Kostin. And when Ryan O'Reilly comes back, he obviously slots into that top spot, and they move some guys around so that they're top. They have talent. Yeah. This is the thing, is that if the Sharks want to implement their game plan, like you said, they're gonna have to work for it. Yes. This game. There's no, you can't be loosey goosey, especially with the defense. So if you're, I know last game when we were watching, the breakouts were shitty. If you have those loosey goosey breakouts, the defense for the Blues is just gonna hold you up. There's no getting past Marco Scandella and Colton Parayko with a sloppy breakout. Like, you're gonna sometimes, but they're gonna make you pay more than often. And if they're out there with Barbashev, Thomason, Tarasenko, and it turns the other way, like that's tragic for the Sharks. Like, that's not gonna be good. We've seen what teams can do when they start taking it to the Sharks. I think that road trip really exposed some things where when the Sharks get slow or get sloppy, they just get hammered.
But I think something that's going for the Sharks is actually going to be their youth in the defense, where we don't know what there was no practice today because of all the COVID regulations. But like, if Hataka's out, it seems like we might get Artemi Knaizev. Yes, Knaizev. But the Sharks actually have guys who can, between Merkley and Knaizev and Brent Burns and Farrar, like, they can actually get the puck out of the zone and start the transition, compared to Vlasic and Šimik, who just want to sit there and do nothing. So, I think the puck movers, it's going to be big for these young defensemen to try to be able to start these clean transitions, especially against a very talented top six. But I think they have the guys who can be able to do it. So,
yeah, it's just the top six is going to hurt. It's tough when Nicholas Milosh is staring down Vladimir Tarasenko coming in on the wing. That's not the ideal situation. It's going to happen.
Milosh was good last game, though. He was
really good. Milosh was great. I'm just saying. Yeah. There's a difference between Vladimir Tarasenko and Nicholas Milosh. There's just a little difference in skill there. But Nicholas Milosh was fine. I'm not saying that he's bad or anything like that, but those situations are going to happen, especially if the Sharks are careless or get off to a slow start. The Blues are going to make you pay. So I think your point is good about the puck movers being able to get it out. It's when they get to the red line, are they turning it over constantly, or are they able to get in there? And especially if they have Joel Hofer in net, you just got to light them up with shots.
Yeah, and that's been the Sharks' strategy, is just shoot. Especially when on the power play. I think for the Sharks, keeping the Blues off the power play. I mean, I know, again, they've been playing, some bad teams, but like, still scoring 35% on the power play, that's pretty good. I mean, Vegas is at 0%. They have not got a power play goal yet this year, but
really?
Yes. I think they're 0 for 36 or something like that to start the season. It's really bad.
Sick. That's awesome.
Thanks, Steve Spott.
That's awesome.
I know they're super beat up, but like, you don't want to get into a special team.
Steve Spott jerk. Oh my god.
You don't want to get into a special teams battle with, it's the Blues are kind of
like the Blues are shooting at 35%. Like, you don't want to get into that battle. You don't want to test the theory. Will their luck run out? You just don't want to do that at all.
The Blues actually remind me a lot of just a more talented version of the Sens, where they're going to kind of be super edgy. They're going to be very physical with you, but they're more talented than the Sens are right now. But I think that's where the Sharks need to. We've seen the Sharks do a good job of kind of mixing it up when they need to kind of stand up for themselves, but you don't want to get into that with the Blues, and then all of a sudden you're on the penalty kill like 3 or 4 times in the game.
And even though and on conversely, even though San Jose's penalty kill is 11th in the league at 85%, the Blues is second.
Yeah, their penalty kills.
So it's not like you can maybe get under their skin, grab a couple cheap power plays and stuff like that and score. It's just not going to happen for you. This game is going to be won at 5-on-5, like most NHL games are.
Yes.
But I mean, against a team that takes a ton of penalties, you can light them up on the scoreboard. But you're not like the Sharks power play being at 14th at 21.4% is great. It's a good improvement. I like where it's at, but the Blues power play is first. Like you've got to make them. You've got to hurt the Saad, Bozak, Buchnevich line. You've got to hurt the fourth line, whatever clowns they have out there. I like those clowns in Congress. What a bunch of clowns. Speaking of deep Simpsons cuts, yes. You've got to. The matchups are going to be key here. You don't want to get caught with the wrong guys because do you want like Kyrou, Shen, Perron should be matched up against the Hurdle line, and then Thomas, Tarasenko, Barbashev should be against the Bonino line or the Couture line, and you want to make sure that you have those so that way you're not getting the Lord against Tyler Bozak in a defensive zone start.
Yeah.
And or against Robert Thomas. You want him out there against the Bozaks and the James Neals and stuff like that. So it's going to be John McLean, I guess, is head coach right now.
Yeah.
he's got to be on his toes. And it's going to be, is this the best team that the Sharks have played this season?
Toronto, I still would. Toronto's
really, because they've been kind of shitty.
Yeah, but I still think just the top end talent of Toronto. And the Bruins are good too. So, because up and down the Bruins are really good as well, and they've got defense and goal. So I would probably put those teams slightly ahead. I think in our Locked On NHL Power rankings, the Blues are 5th. But again, I think as we talked about earlier, that's a little bit more of stacking wins against really bad teams.
And I think with the Blue, when it comes up to the Blues matchup, the Blues are a little more balanced. Mm-hmm. They don't have the Matthews or the perfection line, but they have Buchnevich on their third line.
Yeah.
And they have Tarasenko on their second line. You know what I mean? Their top line of Kyrou and Perron both have 9 points, and then Braden Shen is a great 1C. So they are a little bit more spread out. So you can't attack Jason Spezza or you can't attack Craig Smith. I don't even know who's on the fourth or the third line of the Bruins. It's going to be much harder to attack them because they're spread out a lot more, and it's going to be tougher for the Sharks to get out there. What the Sharks need to do, and the other thing is that I don't want John McLean to do the Bob Bugner thing where William Eklund takes a seat and other guys take a seat because the Blues are physical and big. Shen's out there. Perron is big. Barbashev is annoying as hell. Tarasenko's kind of a big guy, I'm pretty sure. Saad's a big guy. Bozak is a big guy. Buchnevich is kind of small. Koss is they have big guys. Their defense, like we already said earlier, has Robert Bortuzzo on it and Marco Scandella and Colton Parayko. They're going to play. The Blues are always physical. One was a Blues team that wasn't physical.
No,
I can't know, probably before we were born. Maybe the Blues have just always been physical, but they can't. The Sharks have last change. It's at home for the Sharks. They need to use that effectively, and they need to play the way that they've been playing the last couple games and just keep doing that, relying on Tomas Hertl first and foremost to keep it pumping, relying on guys that have had good starts to the season, your Dahlin, Couture, Eklund line, having guys not hurt you, which all sounds very similar, but they really have to be sharp, especially against a team that's on paper and has put up the results so far that's really, really good. Chances are they're not going to falter tomorrow, but it is the second night of a back-to-back. So they should have more tired legs, and I think a big thing is that the Sharks have to get off to a really good start. The Sharks can score 1 or 2 goals in the first couple minutes, 10 minutes, put them back on their heels, make them chase the game, because that way the Blues are now going to have to go out and attack the game. They're going to have to get pucks. They're going to have to win battles. They're going to have to go to the front of the net. They're going to have to scrap it up, and that's going to get really hard on the legs. They're going to get heavy legs. They're going to be tired. By the time the end of the second period rolls around, they're going to be tired on the second night of a road trip back-to-back. So the Sharks need to really mindfully take advantage of the beginning of the game and make sure that they jump out there and take it to the Blues rather than sitting back. And I think a big X factor here is Adin Hill.
Yeah, I assume Adin Hill is going to start too, just because Reimer's got the past 2 starts and be kind of well rested. I know he's been working on some stuff with the trainers and stuff to try to kind of bounce back. He's had a couple so games, so yeah, I think Adin Hill needs to be sharp, like you said, because any mistake, especially when you have a lot of young defensemen, any mistake the Blues can make you pay for it. So
yeah,
I'm
top
looking.
6 is just going to be
Yeah,
all over you.
Yeah, so I really want to see Adin Hill kind of come back to the form that we saw at the very, very beginning of the season.
We need shutout Adin Hill.
Yeah, we need shutout Adin Hill. So, especially kind of maybe feed off how we've seen with Reimer, how well he's played. I think, it's a big night for Hill, I think. So,
yeah, this is a good game for Hill to get back on track. Really go out there. You're not playing the Blackhawks. You're not playing the Habs or something like that where you can be okay and get the win. You need to be sharp, and this would be a good game for Hill to be like, hey, listen, I want to be the starter of this team. I'm the goalie of the next few years. Start now. You've had some rest. He's been off for a week almost?
Yeah, it's been a couple. Yeah. Thursday,
Tuesday.
Last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a week. So
he's had a week off. He's worked on some stuff. It's going to be tough. Vladimir Tarasenko was a sniper.
Yes,
these guys can score, but I think this would be a perfect opportunity for Adin Hill to really come out, throw out a gem, especially we don't know what's going on with COVID, right?
Yeah, we don't know
update today.
Yeah, again, there was no update. So, I'm sure by the time you guys hear this, or shortly, like in the morning, we'll probably have a better idea who's available and stuff.
Because they're missing Timo.
Yeah, they're missing Timo. The
and
entire
all 4
defense.
Of the defensemen. Yeah, every defenseman except for Burns. What were Burns and Ferraro doing that they didn't get COVID with the rest of them?
I don't know.
Were they just like in their own little room doing stuff?
I assume Burns just like goes in one of those hyperbaric chambers and it's just like pull me out for the next game.
Yeah, he's like cryogenically frozen between games.
Yeah. So
that'd be awesome. Well, we saw Timo with his legs in the little like sacks. I forget what those things are called. I've worn those before. They're pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot different than the old traditional. Here's a garbage can full of ice and cold water. Jump in, which I've done too. That's really shitty. That you man up and you don't yell and be like, oh no, it's cold, it's cold. You kind of just like go 1, 2, 3 and take the deep breath when you get in there, and then you put your arms on the side of the bin. You're kind of all right. It's not bad. Yeah. There's some guys though that are like, it's so cold, and they're like, and they're like, it's like, get out of here. But
I don't do the cold very well.
It feels so good on your muscles though. Think about it. You're going for like, you'd have to work out or shoot in the morning by yourself, and then we'd have 3-hour practices at night. Plus, there's like game nights and like weekend tournaments and stuff like that. It feels nice. And then we'd also had our trainer was also a registered massage therapist, so you get a massage. Nice. Oh yeah, you could book in your time. You're allowed 1 massage during the week, and then you could get a shorter one, like a specified one, before the games, which was really cool. You could work on a body part or something like that. It was awesome. Nice. So, what do you think?
I think this is going to be a good game. I really, this is kind of one of the big tests, early season tests for the Sharks. And I'm going to lean slight Sharks. I'm going to say 4-3 Sharks, just because I think the back-to-back with the Blues. And I believe in these young, fun, good vibe Sharks right now. So
should we only predict Sharks wins on every preview? Yes. That would be sick if we did that.
Not homer at all.
I think it's called Locked On Sharks, not Locked On Everybody Has a Good Time.
Well, that is the Locked On Sharks podcast now. Everybody has a good time.
Yeah, Tomas Hurdle said it yesterday. I was smiling. I want to say slight Sharks advantage if they get Joel Hofer and they come out pumping tomorrow. I want to say slight Sharks advantage. I think we see our first Sharks overtime game.
No, we already had a Sharks overtime game.
I think we see our second
Sharks overtime game.
I'm thinking first shootout.
The Winnipeg game went to overtime. So
yeah, I forgot. I put that out of my memory.
Yeah.
Also, no, I wasn't even watching. Wasn't that on Halloween? Like on the 30th?
Yeah, that was on Halloween.
Yeah, so. I was not part of this world.
Yeah,
I was part of a different world that day. Shout out to Australia. I think we see our first shootout. Like a 3-3 game that goes to shootout. Sharks win. I'll say
we get Darlene in the shootout. Oh, that'd be sweet.
Well, what do you think the Sharks shootout lineup is going to be?
I mean, depending on who's available and stuff.
Healthy Sharks.
Healthy.
Couture. It doesn't really matter though because Timo never takes penalty shots.
No.
I'll go.
He's always out there. He's good on the shootout. So, I'll go Couture, Dahlin. Do we see Eklund? Eklund in those filthy hands. Yeah,
that's a solid lineup. Eventually, sometimes they throw like a Brent Burns in there, which is really weird. I would like.
When they start to like kind of like after like the.
Sometimes he's in the first 3 or 4. It's really weird. I would like to see. I'd like to see more.
Should they get Ryan Donato?
Oh my god. No. What's the most brain genius 3-man shootout? I think the most brain genius one would be like Bonino.
No, Cogliano.
Bonino, Burns,
Nieto,
Weatherby.
Nieto, who's gotten like 1,000 breakaway chances and has not done anything with them in forever. But
poor guy. Do we finally see E5 watch? Do we finally get his first goal?
I'm just
gonna be tough tomorrow.
Yes.
It's gonna be tough tomorrow. I don't think so.
I'm gonna keep saying yes. That's all it happens.
Do we get a multi Eklund point game? Multi-point Eklund game.
Sure. I'm gonna go goal and assist. Let's go. He's been so close for a goal. Okay. 2 points. Yep.
If you would like to tell us if you think Eklund's gonna score tomorrow and the podcast will cease to exist. Imagine it comes on a filthy play, like he twirls towards freedom, or like he dekes a guy, slides one across, or goes like around his back. Imagine that. Oh my god!
And then Bennington throws a hissy fit afterwards.
Yeah, and then the Lord comes in and just starts pummeling him right in the face. Oh my god! Or Ferraro, that'd be sick.
The Lord just jumps off the bench with a flying elbow.
Macho Man style. Hands off my peasants. If the Lord gets in a fight, do we have to call him Sir Weatherby from there? Because now he's like kings don't, lords don't fight. Anyway,
he's his own champion. He doesn't.
He doesn't need a champion. Wow,
he's his own champion.
He's the Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. If you would like to write some fanfic about E5, you can do that at Locked On Sharks. Please interact with us. JD was making fire memes on for the last game. It was good. We have a new Twitter banner. It's the one from the preseason, but goddamn, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's just so good. Facebook, Instagram. If you would like to get at us there, we see all of your comments and stuff. Leave a comment. I was gonna say leave a review. Don't leave a review on Instagram. I don't even know how that works. But Locked On Sharks both on there. JD's putting up all of our stuff, so you can get it there. Subscribe to YouTube. Wherever part of the world you come from, just subscribe. I don't even care if you listen. We just want to get to the subscriber number.
Yes.
I guess. Corporate, if you're listening, hop off. FBI, you can stay. Email, lockedonsharks@gmail.com. Somebody emailed us K. It's the letter K.
Good for them.
Like, your world, bud. If you would like to follow JD, you can do that at my fry hole.
Kyle is always at Kyle Demetrius. Thank you for making us your first listen. Go enjoy one of the other fine podcasts. Go listen to the Locked On San Francisco Giants. Buster Posey retired. I'm sure Ben did a bang up job on that because
he's going to
really
be
good.
Buster posing for his Cooperstown.
Yeah. So good job there. Good job. Yeah, go listen to Ben talk about Buster Posey because
or not. We're not your parents.
Whatever, you do what you want. Or the Fantasy Hockey Podcast, or again. That's it. Go get bagels from the bagel store.
You're a beaut, younger.